We are live.
Revels, the Joe, one third of the Shazam. Sam, the legend behind the curtain.
We are live.
Guys, I'm Joe.
Yeah, fam. You good?
Yeah, I'm alright, man.
You
Guys,
sure?
guys, I'm Joe, one third of the Cybernerds.
I'm ready your GM.
I'm Sam, Mr. Blitz Tech.
Shazam! I didn't even have to follow after that. You alright, fam?
Yeah, I'm fine. Appreciate that.
Alright, cool. Guys, welcome to the Shazam movie review. Let's just jump straight into it. Alright, so... That was a dive, no? Was that a jump or that?
This is done.
I mean, I thought...
What, was you just swimming?
Yeah.
What's that got to do with anything?
Swimming, isn't it?
Okay, I thought you usually dived in something else. But anyway, this is a fantasy sci-fi movie produced by, directed by David F. Sandberg, produced by Peter Safran, story by Harry Gayden, and starring Zachary Levi, Mark Strong, Asher Angel, Jack Dylan Grazer, Jimon Honsu. Right, there's other people involved, but clearly they're not good enough to make it to the list.
Disclaimer.
Why is there a disclaimer?
I'm putting a disclaimer. The Cybernerds are not saying that they are not good enough to make the list. They are not on the list from we've taken from the internet.
Okay, but that's not a disclaimer on me, right?
I was about to say, did he lose then?
No,
I don't know.
That's not a disclaimer on me, because I know.
You said it, and the disclaimer happened.
I'm ready. No, but
How's that loophole?
I'm going through what's on the thing. You know what I'm saying? But that's not a disclaimer on me, so I'm still good. But I already know this man's on. I already know what kind of job he's gonna be on in it. But it's cool.
No.
It's cool.
Run that back for a second. No. Legitly, listen, bruv. I'm not saying it's a disclaimer on you.
It's not on me.
Bruv,
I'm good.
Can I get it off?
I'm good.
I'm not saying the disclaimer's on you or not. But you said that these people weren't good enough to make the list.
Right.
I'm just saying the cyber nerds, us, we don't.
Cool.
We're not certified. We're not promoting that.
Cool.
We're not saying that they're not on the list. We didn't make the list. You said that.
Right.
So now for me, now that I think about it, I think the disclaimer's on you, fam. I think it's a disclaimer on you.
It is not. It is not.
How can you just say it's not, fam?
It is not. It is
You
not.
said they weren't good enough to make the list.
Because that's not on the thing. I said clearly they're not good enough to make the list. Not what I said. That doesn't come from Raven. Raven's not saying, yeah, these men are not good. I said clearly they're not good to make the list because they're not there in it. It's on the thing, bruv. That's not on me.
You said
Anyway,
the words, innit? I'm not involved.
moving on to the synopsis of the movie. So the film synopsis, we all have a superhero inside of us.
No, we don't.
I'm more of an anti-hero innit, so whapsh. It takes a bit of magic to bring it out. In a 14-year-old Billy Batson's case, all he needs to do is shout out one word to transform into the adult superhero Shazam. Still a kid at heart, Shazam reveals in a new version of himself by doing what any other teen would do. Okay. Have fun while testing out the newfound powers. But he'll need to master them quickly before Dr. Thaddeus Sivana can get his hands on Shazam's magical abilities. So, jumping on to the story. Joe.
What is the story of this movie?
What do you mean?
I mean, what is the story of this movie?
What is the story to you? What was the story?
He gets powers.
Mm-hmm.
He mucks around for an hour and a half of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
They beat the bad guy at the end.
Right. That's okay.
I thought that was pretty weak. I thought it was a pretty weak story.
That's Shazam's story.
The thing is, bruv, man's aware of Shazam's story, but I feel like the way it's depicted in this movie is pretty weak, fam. Like,
Okay, what's the reasons for it?
Like, bruv, he just does nothing. Like, he legitly starts busking, fam. He's busking. He's busking, fam. In the movie.
Oh my gosh.
Bruv, I've read Shazam, fam. I've never seen man busking in a comic book, bruv. Busking. That happens in this movie. Fam.
Listen.
What? Am I making this up? Did I write the script? Did I do the screenplay? That happens in this movie. He busks, slaps up a couple bullies, and tests his powers, fam.
Right.
That is the story. That's the story I saw.
That's what happened. That's
Bro,
what happened.
okay. Because I don't want no one to be like, oh, Joe's I'm not parring. That's what happens in the movie. It's mixed. There's mixed in a couple little family elements here and there, but the majority of the movie is that.
And it wasn't okay. That's fair. That's fair. I just asked why it wasn't okay, and you explained it. Cool. Sam.
So the story is okay. There's a wizard who had like a cancel, who now that needs to be replaced, isn't it? Because he's getting too old, and he knows his sins are going to take over the world. So he keeps looking for champions, and he chose one. That guy became a villain, trying to get those powers, and he chose another champion out of desperation, who now became Shazam. And obviously, being a kid having those powers, you're just going to do silliness. So all this ensues. You have the bad guy, you have the good guy, and you know, it's okay.
I've got one thing to say about what you just said, yeah. And this is mad to me, yeah. You just explained the first 10 minutes of the movie as the long part of the movie, and you explained what happens in the movie as one sentence. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
How, bruv? That's not the story. That happens in 10 minutes. The whole wizard, old champion, new champion, council. That's the first 10 minutes. The rest of the movie is what?
Billy
getting the powers, fighting bad. That's the rest of the movie. That is the like, so bruv, like, come on, man.
What's that filler, isn't it? Like,
bruv.
I didn't do the screenplay.
Yeah, bruv, but you're saying why you said it was good.
I said it's okay.
You said it's okay.
I said it's okay.
And that's okay to you.
That's good. It's like it's
That when you're explaining the story, you explain the first 10 minutes in depth. And then the whole rest of the hour and 20 minutes, the rest of it in one sentence. That's what you just did. That's okay.
Yeah,
that's an okay movie. Cool. Or okay story.
Okay story, yeah.
Alright, calm.
Well, I liked it. I liked it a lot. Now, here's the reason why I liked it a lot. They've added the very, very original story of Billy Batson becoming Shazam, mixed with a modern society. Right, so I think that was really well done and well pulled. That's just me. For someone who's gone way, way back, and the thing is the way the story was told. It's like it really takes someone to who understands the Shazam to pull this through. They really went back to like the very, very basic of comics, which is like stripped to the first layer, which is very, very simple. But at the same time, add the modernness to it. Yes, Joe.
In the very, look, firstly, it's very condescending when man's like, I understand Shazam from day one, blah, blah. Because
from my understanding, that's not condescending.
Let me finish explaining.
How is that condescending?
It's condescending when you say that, because what you're trying to say is, I understand it's deeper than everyone else, and which is fine if you do.
How? I said from my understanding. This is something I always say.
Can I finish explaining?
So someone's feeling some type of way now.
That's what I was saying. I don't have an issue. I don't have an issue with you having a deeper understanding than Shazam than me. You read more Shazam, you like more Shazam. I don't care.
Right.
That's fine. That is actually fine. I'm just saying, not for me, but for the viewers. Like, if you're like, it sounds like, well, I understand it's deeper, so I enjoy it. That's cool if you enjoyed it, fam.
Right.
That's fine. But I'm just saying, in your day one of Shazam, is he busking in that? Does he busk?
Why?
I'm asking a question.
I'm not.
I just want to know.
I don't know if he does it.
You said you read the books.
Yeah, I don't know if he does it. If he doesn't.
Alright, cool.
You know what I'm saying?
Alright, go on, carry on, sir.
Right. So, they've stripped to the traditional comics of back in the day, right? Which is something very like if you're living in this modern day, it's very hard for you to grasp. So for them to add the new elements, the modernism into it, that just made things a lot easier for someone to get through the story. I enjoyed it a lot. On to the cast. Joe.
What, the acting?
Acting.
The kid Jack Dylan Grazer, I thought he was really good.
Yeah.
I felt like he was the heart and soul of the movie. And I said this in the trailers. You can tell that this kid is just going to be the best thing about this movie. So he was funny. You kind of feel for him more than anyone else. And which is sad for me is because the kid that's actually homeless or running away from home trying to find his mum, you don't, like, for me personally, I cared nothing about that story at all. Like, this kid's mum left him in a park when he was like 2, and he spent his whole life trying to find her. I'm watching a movie and I care not about this scene, anything to do with that at all, but I care about this other kid who's, do you know what I'm saying, who's been overlooked his whole life because he's got a physical disability and stuff like that. So that kid stood out. I think Zachary Levi was alright too as Shazam. Get me? He was funny.
Sam.
Yeah, like I was kind of, I don't know, borderline when watching the trailers when Zachary was like on the screen. But he did a really good job. Like he played the part of an adult being a kid, having all these powers, trying to figure out all this new stuff. And yeah, like he did like a good job. Like I enjoyed his performance and stuff. It was a really weird situation between Zachary Levi and Asher Angel, because he would act one way, and then when he turns an adult, it didn't translate too well. So I don't know, maybe that was down to script or just a transition between the two actors. I don't know, but yeah, that was alright. But Mark Strong, he's a good villain. It's just
what in this movie?
Yeah,
he's a good villain in this movie.
Yeah, he's a decent villain. Like he's villainous. Like, but it's like some things came up a bit weak. Like.
Bro, don't let him.
I'm not.
He's been doing this whole time, bro. Every time he says something, you go back a little bit, bro.
No, not a little bit. I'm not finished when he interrupts.
Don't let his acting.
It's fine, man. Let him. I said, yeah, he's a decent villain, but there's sometimes where, like again, I don't know if it's down to like directing or screenplay, but then he'll like come off a bit campy, especially when he was trying to figure out his powers, and I was not figure out his powers, trying to get to his powers. But every time he was amongst the sins and stuff, he was pretty good. So I thought, oh yeah, cool. Mark Strong's still great. Like,
I'm gonna jump on Mark Strong. It was cool to see his very beginnings and how he become to be the evil Dr. Sivana in it. Because from the very first Shazam, you just get him as an adult. So for the fact that we get him and the motives that he's after, like the powers, peppered up nicely, you know what I'm saying? Especially then he really embraces, like, yeah, like this is who I am. I don't care, like, you know what I'm saying? Whether he's going against his family, the world, his employees, don't care. I'm about this life and this is what I'm about to do. Because I've seen what I can be with these powers. And I do not want to be that little kid, that moist little kid that, you know, my dad didn't respect, my brother always used to take the mick in it. So, I think he was a really good villain for this movie. Now, what's the name of the kid that was always with Billy? The one with the crutches.
Dylan Grazer.
He was the backbone to what Billy needed. You know what I'm saying? Like, because Billy was about one thing. He had the motives to being a reckless kid, which was just to find his mum. And he went about it any other way he could. He was very smart about it, like, and at the same time, it was fun seeing him pulling them tricks. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's the police, whatever he was doing, it was jokes. But Dylan was like, he had like this sense of humor, but at the same time, he was like the backbone but he didn't know he was the backbone. You know what I'm saying? He was just being himself, which I think their synergy was really cool. But other than that, one thing I did kind of get disappointed was, that would be a spoiler, so therefore I can't go into that territory because this is spoiler free. But yeah, we're just gonna stay there.
Faith C. Herman, I think that's the little black girl. She was lit as well. She was one of the most entertaining people on screen.
Yeah, I gotta agree with that. All right, so moving on to where we on production.
Yeah, production. This is where it kind of takes a knock for me. Like, sometimes the CGI was... Obviously, this is a family kind of movie anyway. Like, you could tell, like, it's very fun to watch, very funny at times, and you could tell everyone on screen is having a fun time too. But at the same time, like, for me, some of the CGI just came very cartoony. And obviously, they're not really trying to depict, like, real-life kind of stuff. So it's like sci-fi, but... you have obviously this guy like shooting in front and stuff, and some of the CGI looked good at some points, but then at other points it took a hit. It looked really funny at times, and it didn't like sit too well. And then there was a very funny, I don't know if it's miscasting or just whatever, but like Zach Leffery and Asher Angel has green eyes, right? So why when he was younger, the baby had like brown eyes? I don't know if anyone didn't pick that up, or I was like, for me, you can't really do that, innit? You gotta have like...
Actually, you can.
Really?
Yeah.
So you have brown eyes when you're young, like 2 years old,
Yeah, people
and then
change-
suddenly you just go to,
change.
okay, cool.
There's people, their eyes actually change throughout the
Alright, fine.
the seasons, like blue, green, and thing. Yeah,
Okay, for me, that was just completely weird. I was like,
I didn't even pick that up.
I did. I thought that was super strange. I was like, if you're gonna get everyone with green eyes, can you just get everyone with green eyes? But obviously, that's just me nitpicking, if anything. But
Yeah, I think that's really, really
it is nitpicking because
Like
you do it over the kid's face. You do it over the kid's face, and then you told him like
Like
the teen.
nitpicking the
I was
top of his
like,
eyes,
come
you
on,
know.
man. Like,
That's-
can we have some consistency? But like everything was like pretty good. So yeah, like production was alright.
Yeah, I think production, it's not the strongest out of everything. I do have to agree with that. But at the same time, I don't feel that that's a knock on the production team. I legitimately think that's what they went for. That's the look and the feel they wanted to go for. Obviously, for some people, they're going to be cool with it. Some people are a bit more, for example, myself, a bit more Man of Steel. You know what I'm saying? I'll feel some type of way. But there's one thing I did feel that Man of Steel did have some sort of say in this movie, which was the mesh of his armor.
Right.
That was so taken from Thing. But it's like a cheaper version. You know what I'm saying? Like a kiddish version. You know, like if you're going to buy a cosplay, it's like you can get the £20, or you can go all the way in and pay 150. You know what I'm saying? And I feel that was the kind of difference between the bodysuit. Because even when we was looking at the trailer for the first time, everyone was like, what is that? But you know what I'm saying? But that's what they chose. That's what the feel and the look they wanted to go for, and they're stuck with it. So for that particular world, it was alright. So I don't even have an issue with production that deep, because that's a decision that was made. You know what I'm saying? It's not like they tried to do something and they failed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it's not that they failed, but like you said, if you're gonna put it up against like your other DC movies like Man of Steel,
But that's the
and
thing,
Wonder
they're not
Woman,
trying to do that.
and Aquaman,
They're trying to
like,
stay within their
obviously,
own.
Yeah,
their
everyone's
own
contained
little-
now.
Yeah, their
that's
own little
fine. But
world now.
if you've seen those movies, like then I say,
Yeah, but this is where
try
you
and be in
don't
those-
compare.
Try and be on those levels, isn't it? Like, at least, even for just costume design, Shazam alone, then at least be that detailed. You know what I mean?
But this, and I've been saying this for the past few months, and I've understood now what the movie is, and except for they're not trying to be Wonder Woman, Superman. No, we're just Shazam movie, and this is what we're gonna do, and this is the feel and the look we're going for, and we're not trying to lean one way, lean the other way. No, this is our own little look, and that's what we're going for, innit? Joe.
I'm with Sam. I think the costume designs are bad. Like, it doesn't look good. It doesn't look like it's a man wearing a suit. It looks like cushions and like puffed up things, and I think it doesn't look good. And that's not comparing it to other movies. It just doesn't look believable, even for the universe that you're in. And what's crazy about this is there's a spoiler, but there's other superhero costumes in the movie. Do you know what I'm saying? At different points. And it doesn't look on par with the other superhero costumes that are in the same movie. So I have to agree. And the little lightning bolt, it looks weird, fam. It looks weird. But I think the whole CG, I never had a problem with any of the CG. I think the CG looked pretty good in daytime and nighttime, which I thought was good when you do compare that to other superhero movies that try and set a tone and try and stay in that tone. Like Man of Steel is dark all of the time, even when it's daytime, to like mesh the CGI into it. In this, they show that their CGI looks good daytime and nighttime, and it doesn't, like, do you know what I'm saying? There's no tint on it to make it look weird or blend in. So I thought that was cool, but the music is forgettable. Like, I don't even know if there's music in this movie.
No, I don't even think there's music in this.
Or any kind of sound effects besides thunder and lightning when man says Shazam, but
Absolutely.
yeah.
So, general thoughts, Sam.
General thoughts is go see it with a young one. Go see it with someone that wants to get into superhero movies. Someone that wants to have a fun time. I'll say you are going to enjoy it. Like, it's jokes. The action's good. Yes, I'll say it's fun, man. You're going to have a good time.
Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the word from the 1/3. My general thoughts, I really enjoyed this movie. I liked it. I embrace it for what it is. I'm not trying to, put it together with other movies. But there's another thing that they've, again, and this is me just coming through the comics, leaving the world open and the space for more development, which I think is pretty deep. But I will be going back to watch furthermore. And you guys let us know what you think of this movie. Did you enjoy it? Did you not enjoy it? But before that, there is... What was the score for this? Did we even come to a score for this?
Yeah, it was a
A 3?
Yeah.
A 3? What's a 3?
Almost.
Legit?
Almost
Almost
lit.
lit. Almost lit. Is it
That's
almost lit?
3.5.
Yeah,
so.
that's legit. It's a legit movie. So there you go. A 3, legit from the Cyber Nerds. And let us know. Again, jump in the comment section below. If you know more about Shazam, what did you pick up? If you didn't know, let us know what you thought about the movie. Did you like the costume? Did you not like the costume? Zach Levy with, Billy. Was it up to par? Did you pick up the eye thing? Is that what you're into? The eyes, you know what I'm saying? But other than that, I'm Revner GS.
I'm Sam, Mr. Blitztech.
I'm Joe, 1/3 of the Cyber Nerds.
And this has been your Shazam review. Peace.
You know this is the #1 place for nerdy content. Where would you go? It's the Cyber Nerds. Guys, we've got plenty of videos, plenty of reactions, plenty of Pokemons. Thank you very much. And hang around. Enjoy yourselves. Plenty of videos. I don't know what this guy is doing right now. What are you doing, Charmander?